2020 Golden Spoke Awards, supporting the Beirut Explosion Response Fund. All of you did a wonderful job of raising funds, and we're going to celebrate that tonight with all of you. We're very glad you are all joining us. Can you all see and hear me okay? Can somebody just say, raise your hands if you can see me and hear me? Oh, okay, great, great, great. We've got a lot of great folks on the phone, and we're going to have a good time celebrating, raising some funds for a really good cause. I know most of the folks on the phone here are significantly invested in their cycling lives, and I think that's a wonderful thing. I personally was considering selling my car, but of course I would keep my bicycles, because the reason why I was thinking of selling the car was I just didn't want to get the coronavirus, right? So I thought that was one way to not get the owner virus. Anyway, I kid, you know, it's one of those things. It's hard to get a laugh around here, but we try. Let's see if we can get it's hard to get a laugh around here, but we try. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, thank you. No, it's too much. Oh, excellent. I really do enjoy, though, having bicycles around, because, you know, it's a nice way to get around. It's good for the environment. It's you know, just a nice, healthy way to get around. Plus, as you know, I love music. So I was really excited when I was down at Hyde Park Cycles and they told me that there's this brand new bicycle that can also play music while you're bicycling. They told me the name of it. It sounded very familiar. I'm not sure if it was something from the past. They said classical American music. They called it the Gershwin. Oh, yes, the Gershwin, I get it, the Gershwin. Okay, oh, yeah. No, really, no, it's okay. It wasn't that good, it's fine, all right. Well, I tell you what, I know a lot of you will resonate with these understandings of cycling, right? You know you're a cyclist when you have more bike jerseys in your laundry than you do your dress shirts. Yeah, exactly. Thanks. You know you have more miles on your bicycle than you do your car. Yeah. Me too. You took your bike to shop for your car just to make sure your bike would fit in the car after you bought it. I personally just did this, actually. Yeah, it's true. I'm sorry. Yeah, thanks. My cross bike actually does fit in the Fiat, so it's a good thing, because I rode the bike to get the car. Yeah, and most of you all have more, you know, funds invested in your cycling gear than you do any of your work clothes. So that's an obvious choice for the Hyde Park Mennonite folks and the Treasure Valley Mennonites. Yeah. Well, yes, thank you. Enough of this funness. Let's get on to the real parts of the event, right? The wonderful reason that we're here tonight is that the Central Mennonite Central Committee bike ride raised over a long period of time a lot of money for many different causes, and this year raised money for on behalf of the Beirut Explosion Response Fund. MCC bike rides over the past 30 years have raised at least $500,000. And this year, because of the pandemic, we couldn't hold an MCC group national ride. So Hyde Park and Treasure Valley Mennonites held our own bike ride to continue to raise funds for the Beirut Explosions Response Fund. And even if you haven't had the chance to donate yet to the fund, we're going to put a link in the chat room here on Zoom. And I think Beth's going to drop that link in, so anybody can still donate or encourage their friends to donate as well. All right. So the first thing that we would like to do is show you an MCC video, and I'm going to turn it over to Roger, who's going to share this wonderful video for us.
Okay, let's see here. Just one moment. Okay. Okay, let's see. I'm almost there. Sorry about that. I thought I had it all set up and it didn't show up in my share screen. So let's see here. Oh boy.
Shall we? You want to move on and come back to it?
Yeah, why don't you?
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. No, that's great. No, that's great. That's great. Actually, the next thing that we were going to do was, Beth, if you have your numbers, let me, okay. So Beth, if you have your numbers available, we can announce how much we've raised this year.
So far, we've raised more than $1,000. If you look on our website, I think it shows 600, but I know folks have told me they've sent money directly to MCC. They've given through our church.
Don't do that.
The last count is over 1,000.
Fantastic. I should have had an applause laugh track booted up for that one. All right, Roger, shall we keep going or come back to you?
Oh, Annette just says from the church treasurer, add 1,200 more. So, hey, maybe we're getting close to 2,500 by now. Way, yay.
Fantastic. Fantastic. All right, great. Well, that is amazing. So on our, and Roger, I assume you're still on mute, so I'm assuming we're going to go on. We're going to go on. Okay, great. So one of the great things this group did was to put together, and Kristen Bachman put together a video of all of the photos that you all sent in. So we'll share that next. Technology is so fun. Fantastic. Fantastic. That's great. That's great. So MCC is 100 years old this year, and a centennial celebration deserves a centennial ride. So the Treasure Valley Riders did a metric century, and we had Tim Yoder, Russ Buschert, Ernie Bachman, Ron Yoder, and Dave all rode 100 kilometers a few weeks ago and added many miles to our total, which I saw was 3,160 something miles. That's amazing. This amazing event has been going on for 100 years. And it's amazing that a church organization, a nonprofit, and a group of people like just regular folks can make such a dramatic difference around the world and have been doing so for 100 years. So I think we have some special guests on with us today, and I am not sure if they're on or not. So I would love it if you just come off mute and tell us if you're here. Rich and Libby Lapp from Montana, are you with us?
We are with you, yes.
Fantastic. We would love to hear about your story from your ride.
So we were planning on going on the MCC West Coast ride in Oregon this year and had it all planned and had it all paid for. And then when we heard that it was canceled, I was about ready to put my bike away and say, okay, forget it. I won't ride my bike anymore this summer. And, that was early June-ish or something. They canceled pretty early, so I gave up pretty early. And then because I am a very goal-oriented person, we decided that we should have some kind of goal ride instead. 2 years ago, we did the Idaho MCC ride along the Trail of the Coeur d'Alenes and knew that it was quite a flat path and decided that that may be the way that we could actually do a century ride on the Trail of the Coeur d'Alenes because there wasn't a lot of hills. And so that was our plan. We said we were going to do a century for a century, and if anyone else wanted to do it with us, they could, and that we knew that the funds for the ride were not coming in the same, so just said, give generously to MCC and pray for us while we're riding our bikes for 100 miles. And that's what we ended up doing. It was our first time for both of us, and so for us, it's quite an accomplishment, and we're just excited to share it with lots of different people.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Thanks for sharing your story.
And that one ride triggered other people to say, if Rich and Libby can do it, we can do it too. And so a group in California, 2 weeks later, they managed to find 8 people, and they did 100 miles in a day. Or no, so that was in Ohio. And then 2 weeks after that, a group did from California. And I don't see any of them on to report, but they also raised thousands, and it's all because Rich and Libby started it, and the rest of us said, if Rich and Libby can do 100, the rest of us can do something too. So thank you for getting it all started.
That's fantastic. And Beth, you were just saying you don't see Kevin on the line here?
I don't see Kevin, and I don't see Ethan.
Okay, so we had Kevin Malama from California and Ethan Horst from Ohio also do similar rides, and we're very glad to have everybody donating to such a wonderful cause from all around the U.S. Everybody's pitching in. Roger, how you doing?
I think I've got it now.
All right. Take it away.
Let's give it a try.
All right.
I think maybe I better start it first. Okay.
Hi everyone, I'm Alan.
Oh no.
Donor Relations Director for MCC here in the Western U.S. Thank you to all of you who participated in the Treasure Valley Bike Ride. We're grateful for
time and energy you put into this ride. Hi everyone, I'm Alan Clausen Thrush, Donor Relations Director for MCC here in the Western U.S. Thank you to all of you who participated in the Treasure Valley Bike Ride. We're grateful for your partnership, the time and energy you put into this ride. Funds that you've raised go towards MCC's response to the explosion in Beirut in early August. In just a moment, you'll hear from Gary Mayhew. Gary and his wife Kate are the MCC country representatives for the region based in Beirut. He has a word of thanks that he'd like to share, and I also add my word of thanks to you. MCC is deeply grateful for your partnership. This is a time of significant need around the world, and our partners in Beirut are experiencing additional need because of this explosion that has rocked the city. We're grateful for your generosity and your ongoing prayers. You are making a difference in the name of Christ through MCC, and we want to say thank you.
Hi, my name is Gary Mayhew, and I'm the country representative for MCC's Lebanon, Syria, and Iraq program. As you can see behind me is the site of the famous explosion which happened in Beirut 3 weeks ago. This is the port area with the silos in the background, which I'm sure many of you have seen. We just want to say thank you so much for all the giving that's happened in the last few weeks. We've been able to start our work right away. We're working in neighborhoods around this area of the explosion, working with children every day, children that have lots of trauma from the explosion, doing all kinds of activities and parks and games just to get some of that energy and that trauma out of them, and working with parents to know how to support their children. We're also beginning work with food programming. We hope to support families that have been affected by the blast for the next year in food. And we're also going around and surveying small houses and businesses, small businesses and houses that have been completely destroyed by the blast, and looking for ways that we can repair shops and windows. So we just thank you for all that you've empowered us to do so far. And we encourage you to keep giving to this response. Many people are in need still, and we just thank you for all your support. God bless.
Great. Thank you, Roger. Really appreciate that. And now, Roger, I think you have a number to share with us. Is that correct?
I do.
All right. Drum roll.
So we had a total, an official total mileage of, let's see, I got to get back to my right file here. I feel very disorganized. So we had a total miles ridden of 3,192.1 total miles. And another interesting statistic I thought was, one of the questions on the form was, how many rides have you participated in? MCC rides have you participated in? And 53.1%, this was their first MCC bike ride. So I thought that was really cool that 53.1%, this was MCC's first ride for them. So I encourage all of you that this was your first, keep coming, because they are really fun and very helpful.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Good job, everybody. All right. I see a special guest on the line. I see Kevin Malama on the line. Kevin, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. A little late, sorry.
That's okay. We're so glad to have you. Kevin, would you please share with us your story from your ride in California?
Well, we decided that when that challenge came out of doing a centennial or century bike ride on August 15th, that there was no way that Central Valley, California was going to be a suitable place for a 100-mile bike ride in 100+ degree weather. So Nate Yoder and I quickly organized a ride along the central coast of California for Saturday, August 29th. We had 6 riders that did the full 100 miles. And then we had 2, 4, maybe 6 more riders that did anywhere from 30 to 80 miles. So we rode from downtown San Luis Obispo up to a place called Piedras Blancas Lighthouse. We were a couple miles short, turned around, and then came back home for just a tad over 100 miles. We got to ride along the coast of California. We got to see sea lions laying on the beach, cool, foggy coastal weather, rolling foothills, little coastal villages. We had a great time. So That was Saturday, August 29th, and ready to do it again. In fact, I've had people asking me, well, I can't do it this year, but can I do it next year? So I guess we're on the hook to do it again.
Fantastic. Well, thanks
And
so
I
much.
see Jerry Coop is on the line, I think. Yeah, I think I see him sitting there. So Jerry was one of the riders, as was Nate Yoder and a bunch of other folks. Hey, Jerry. So we had a great time. Oh, and my granddaughter wants to join.
Hi.
This is
Well,
really
great. Thank you so much for sharing your story. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, and I think we raised about $4,000 at last count.
Wow. Good job. Yay. Fantastic. All right. Well, great. So now is the time when we get to move into the award ceremony aspect of the show. Yay for awards. We all love awards. So each person can win only one prize. If the prize comes from your house, Paul is going to draw again, okay? So this is the way it's going to work. I will announce the category, and then Roger's going to name read out the names of all the people, and then Carol and Rick will open the envelope, and then for whoever wins, Paula will reach into a bowl and pull out the slip of paper with the award that's on it. So with that, we're going to get started, but I do believe we have another special guest in the room with us. It's possible that we may have an appearance from an old friend named Jerry. Do we have Jerry on the? Jerry's on the line. Jerry, you're muted, Jerry. We cannot have you on mute. We must have you off mute, Jerry.
Yeah. Are you talking about this Jerry?
That Jerry.
Good to see you guys.
Yay, Jerry.
Jerry, you look really good. You got a sport coat on, and well, so do you. And your bow tie is on. Yes, it's my Zoom outfit. So, Jerry, do you have any comments before the awards are given out here? Yes, I still want to register, and I got 2 categories I'm going to register for. Jerry, I think you might be late. No, I'm okay. I want to get the oldest rider. I'm 79, and I have the oldest bike. I'm 70. And Jerry, I've never seen you ride a bike ever. Never. Not once. What do you mean? I ride a bike every day in my mind. I'm an imaginary biker. And I ride 100 imaginary miles a day. So don't say nothing. Okay, Jerry. Okay. I don't think you're going to win that award. So I think maybe, would you let me tell a couple jokes? Just maybe 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. No, that's enough. Well, you know, I used to give these riddles out at our winter camp, and it's been just a long time, and I've been saving up a whole bunch of them. No, you don't get a whole bunch of them. You get maybe 2 or 3, or maybe. Well, okay, here we go. Are you ready? What do you get when you cross the Atlantic in the Titanic? I don't know. Well, halfway. What do you get? So here's one. There's 2 ducks, and they're swimming along, and the first one says, quack. And the second one says, oh my gosh, I was just about to say that. Okay, Jerry. And it doesn't work. I don't know. A stick. Here's one for the kids. I don't know if there's any kids left. You probably drove them all away. How do you get your grandma to swear? I see Yes, Roger, your grandson's there. How do you get your grandma to swear? Well, get someone else's grandma to say bingo. Or you get one more and that's it. What happens if you don't pay your exorcist? Think about it. You get repossessed. Ready? Oh, I just want one more, just one more. Okay. Okay. What do you call a woodpecker without a bill? Think about it. Kids, think about it. You're going to figure it out before your parents. A headbanger. I think that should be about it.
Oh, that's great, Jerry. That's great. Good to have you back, sir. Oh, we're very glad. Okay, so let us move into the categories of the Golden Spoke Awards. All right, so our first category that we will be reading from or pulling names for is the oldest bike ridden. So, Roger, would you please tell us all the names within the category of oldest bike ridden, please?
For oldest bike ridden, the contestants are Tim Yoder, Kristen Bachman, Rick Bowman, Rick Skinner, and Janice Burkholder.
All right. And let's see. Carol, name the envelope, please.
Oldest bike ridden is a tie. Janice Burkholder and Rick Bowman.
Fantastic. All right. All right. So now Paula gets to reach into the prize bucket and pull out 2 prizes for our winners. I assume we do 2 prizes if it's a tie. Paula,
all right.
There you are.
So is Janice and Rick Bowman?
Yeah.
Okay, so Janice won a loaf of homemade sourdough bread made by Tim Yoder.
All right.
And Rick Bowman won a jar of homemade salsa by Roger Piper Ruth.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
We should, yeah.
All right. So for the next category is the most road bike miles ridden. And so Carol and Rick.
Wait, I need to give the names first. I have to give the names first.
Oh, Roger,
So-
yes, you're first.
So the
nominees
are Tim Yoder, Rick Skinner, Dave Matthews.
Fantastic. And Carol and Rick, the envelope, please.
winner is Dave Matthews.
Dave.
And Dave rode a total of 447.5 miles.
Wow. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right, Paula.
And Dave Matthews has won homemade plum jam made by Rachel Gucci.
All right. Fantastic. All right, so our next category is most mountain bike miles ridden. And Roger, could you tell us who the nominees are?
The nominees are Roger Piper Ruth, Lee Hansinger, and Annette Hansen.
All right. And the envelope, please.
And the winner is Annette Hansen.
Annette Hansen rode her mountain bike 350 miles.
Wow. Wow, fantastic.
And Annette wins 2 movie tickets from Carol Skinner.
All right. Fantastic. Good job. All right, so the next category is the most feet in elevation gained, the most climbing done. Roger, who are our nominees?
Our nominees are Andrea Bachman, Ernie Bachman, Roger Piper Ruth, Lee Hansinger, and Annette Hansen.
All right, and Carol.
And it's a tie. Annette Hansen and Lee Hunsinger. Prize to Lee, since Annette already won something.
And this is a real jaw dropper because Lee and Annette both rode a total of 26,315 feet of elevation gain.
Wow, wow, fantastic. Fantastic.
All right. So Lee Hansinger has won a batch of homemade blueberry maple scones by Beth Landis. And there's 2, right? Because it was no, just 1. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So then the next category is the most tandem bikes. Sorry, the most miles ridden on a tandem bike. So Roger, who are our nominees?
Our nominees are Larry and Rebecca Howder, and Roger Piper Ruth and Anise Welty.
Fantastic. And Carol.
Larry and Rebecca Howder.
Larry and Rebecca.
And Larry and Rebecca rode their tandem 55 miles.
55 miles, fantastic. All right. All right.
Larry and Rebecca win a set of 5 homemade note cards, including a watercolor painting on one of them, plus envelopes and stamps made by Jane Schaefer.
Fantastic. Well done. Well done. All right, for our next category, we have the most miles pulling a kid in a trailer or a tag-along or a bucket.
And then the contestants for this one are Rachel Gucci.
All right, so the suspense.
Surprise! The winner is Rachel Gucci.
Hey! Yay!
And Rachel wins an organic pumpkin grown by Roger and Pam Piper Ruth.
Right. And Rachel rode Ira in the bucket bike for a 15-mile ride.
Thanks. Well done. Well done. All right. Accordingly, we have the next category as the youngest rider. Roger, who are our nominees?
Our nominees for youngest rider are Alma Gucci, Chayton Welty, Jasper Gucci, Anise Welty, and Ira Gucci.
What a great showing. All right. Carol.
And the winner is, well, we have 5 winners. Ira Gucci, first place. Jasper Gucci, second place. Chayton Welty, third place. Alma Gucci, fourth place. And Anise Welty, 5th place.
Oh.
And all of you win gift cards to Goodies.
Oh, best award ever. Best award ever. All right, fantastic. Let's go on to another appropriate one, would be the oldest rider. Roger, who are our nominees?
Our nominees for oldest rider are Jack Swain, Larry Howder, and Rick Skinner.
All right, and the envelope, please.
And the winner is Rick Skinner.
And Rick Skinner was careful to put his age down as 75.33, just in case there might have been someone else close by, I guess.
Too bad Jerry didn't register because he's 79.
And Rick has won a batch of homemade sourdough key lime ricotta cookies by Layla Brown.
Whoa.
Good job. Good job. All right. And for our next category, we have the most unusual thing found or seen on your ride. Roger, who are our nominees?
Our nominees are Lindsay Glick and Jack Swain.
All right. And Carol, envelope, please.
And the winner is Jack Swain.
All right. Okay. And I would like to show you those photos. Can I do that?
Yes, you may. Please
okay.
do.
See if I can get my share screen to work here.
Yep.
Okay. This is so Rick Skinner.
No,
I mean
Jack
Jack Swain. Let's see. Okay. Let's get this open. Okay, so we have Beehives. So his first submission there. This is a 1953 Packard, I believe it is. That's very cool. And then I wanted to show one more here too. This is actually from Beth, but I thought it was quite cool too. An old rusty car along the Greenbelt. I think it was used for like river riprap or something like that, to hold the bank down. So anyway, that's what we have. So.
Cool. Thank you. All right. Yes.
And Jack has won 2 big chocolate zucchini cupcakes from Tim Yoder.
Fantastic. Tim, are you showing them?
Jack, here you are. You have won this lovely chocolate cupcake, freshly made with proprietary ingredients, topped with luscious chocolate ice cream, not ice cream, chocolate frosting, and sprinkles, because as we all know, sprinkles are for winners.
Fantastic. All right. Great. Our next category is the most total miles on your bike odometer. Not just this particular ride, but the total miles on this particular bicycle. Roger, who are our nominees?
Our nominees are Paula Bachman, Rick Skinner, and Roger Piper Root.
All right. And Carol, the envelope.
Not only do I not win anything, I get a paper cut. Okay, most total miles on your bike odometer, Rick Skinner. But there's another thing too. Most total.
That's, oh yeah.
No, I think it says, oh, okay, wait a minute.
Second place.
Second place is Paula Buchan.
Oh, that's first place. She's first place.
Rick,
Terry, help us out.
Rick is first place, but he's already won a prize. So second place takes the prize this time.
Thank you.
All right.
So Paula gets the prize.
Paula, yay, Paula. What do you win, Paula?
Maybe I should have Ernie pull it out.
I can
Yeah,
pull it.
sure.
All right, and I get to win. Oh, sweet! An African violet grown by Pam Eliason.
Fantastic. Fantastic. All right. Our next category is the longest layoff.
Just Roger needs to tell us what are on those odometers.
Oh yeah, Roger, do you have the data?
Yeah.
Yes. So on Rick Skinner's odometer was 6,799.8 miles, and on Paula's was 3,412 miles.
Fantastic. Well done. All right. So our next category is the longest layoff from a bike ride before participating in this ride. So somebody's going to be sore. Roger, who are the sore winners?
Our sore and solo nominee for this one was Kristen Bachman.
Yay! All right. All right.
Bachman is the winner, but let me just say, if I had just ridden around the block, I would have won this because I haven't ridden since our failed bike trip to Japan. When was that, Beth?
Years ago.
5 years ago. So I think I would have won, but I didn't ride my bike. Even for
What
this
you
ride.
would have won, Carol, if you would have just done that little around the block was
Me and Jerry are in the same boat. We failed.
a jar of homemade mustard made by Sandy Wargo.
Right. Well done. Great. All right. So the most miles with an artificial body part. And Roger, who are our nominees?
Our nominees for this category are Gary Joel.
All right. Do we have Gary on the phone, on the line?
Nobody.
That's right.
All right. Well, let's open the envelope anyway. The suspense was killing us. All right. Is Gary
Well,
on?
let me say, if everybody that had cataract surgery would have been applied, you never know.
And Gary Joel rode 45 miles.
Fantastic. All right.
And tonight he has won a spider plant with shoots and blooms grown by Pam Eliason.
Cool. All right. So our next category is the best photo submission.
And our nominees are Frank Franciscat and Gary Joel.
All right. And Carol?
The winner is Hank Frazek.
All right.
I will show you that photo.
Okay.
The winning photo.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty creative. I think I would hate to meet this guy in a dark alley. Anyway, that's it.
Neat.
Cool.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay.
Cool.
And Paula.
And Hank has won 2 big chocolate chip zucchini cupcakes made by Tim Yoder.
Oh, Tim, wow.
With sprinkles for winners.
Good. All right. So our very last category is for the balance bike rider. I'm not even sure what that is. Roger, can you tell us who our nominees are and what that is?
Well, a balance bike is a tiny little bike without pedals, made specifically for younger folks to start bicycling.
Balance bike, okay.
And our nominee for this category was Ira Gucci.
All right. All right. I'm sure we still have an envelope. Let's do the drum roll.
That's an electric bike.
Who's it going to be, Carol?
Ira wins.
Yay!
Yay! Ira.
Yay, Ira! Yay! All right, Paula,
And your
what
gift
do you
tonight,
have?
Ira.
What are you gonna win?
You have won a bouquet of balloons to be delivered when you get back to Boise.
Fantastic.
I would like to point out he also rode his balance bike with a broken ankle and had his foot in a walking cast. So he was truly dedicated to the Beirut effort, okay?
Well done. Well done. All right. Well, that does it for our awards ceremony. Thank you all so much for all that you did to raise funds for the Beirut Explosion Fund and just everything else that goes along with keeping alive the 100th year of this amazing fundraiser. I want to say a special thanks to Beth Landis as the executive producer of this event, and so many others of our other executive producers, including Roger and Carol and Paula and Ernie and Kristen Bachman for her technical support. So many people put this on. Round of applause for everybody putting on the event. All right, Beth, would you like to say anything? As executive producer, you might have something to say.
Thanks so much, everybody, for your support. It took a community to do it. Another special guest with it is Les Gustafson-Zook. And he's the guy, he's been to our relief sale different times. He works with all the relief sales around the country and all the bike rides. So since this is such a successful event, I thought that Les should watch it, and then we need to, they can take this nationwide. This is something any congregation can do, and everybody can participate. Now that we know how easy it is to win that event where you just have to stay off your bike for a little while, anyone can participate. And artificial body parts, we could throw in cataracts, whatever. So anyway, we'll have to do it again with everybody's participation. Thanks, everybody.
All right, thank you so much. It's been a production of the Hyde Park Mennonite Church and the MCC Bike Ride Century Rides, and thank you so much for being here, everybody. Have a lovely night.